Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. I am Dirk13, and let's see what happened last episode. In episode 3, it was pretty boring. We launched a couple more rockets into space. We got some signs from high above Kerbal, which was nice. We unlocked a few more things. Let's go take a look at that. Let's see, we got electrics, so we have our newest probe core, a solar panel, so we can start making satellites, which I hope to do fairly soon. And then we also unlocked flight control, which gives us mech jet and a couple better winglets and a reaction wheel. Awesome. This video, we are going into orbit. It's going to happen. I went ahead in between videos and designed a new rocket for us. Once it loads up here. There we are. It's pretty much the same thing we've been using, but it has a lot more gas. So I'm hoping this will get us up there. Let's see, we're at 30 of 30 parts. Our mass is good. Parachute issues. What's parachute issues? Alright, so the reason it's saying that is because I put one of these wheel batteries up here and then put the parachute on top of that. It'll work out fine. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure Valentina is in the pilot seat, which she is not. Oh look, Jeb's back. Alright, Jeb, you can pilot. Just don't crash this time. He, told me a story. He landed in the ocean, he swam to shore, and then he had to walk all the way back to the Space Center. He was really mad, but he's ready to go back to work. So, alright, Jeb, welcome back. We're shooting you right back into space, sir. Hope you guys are enjoying this. These are so much fun to make. I didn't think I'd be having so much fun doing these, but I am. Mech Jeb, you are going to kill our rotation. We are starting with both a solid rocket booster and a liquid fuel engine. So let's go for it. Do. We're going to tip over a little bit. There we are. SRBs are about to run out, which I am fine with. There they go. There we go. If anything, that gave us even more control over the rocket. MechJeb has its orbital info up over here, which is really nice. Gives us a nice readout of everything going on. That way we don't have to go into the map and check our apoapsis and all that junk. I am actually going to bring us over a little more here. I think it's safe to go all the way to 90 degrees now. We can apparently do some science. Temperature scan, we're going to save that for our orbit though. Alright, that engine is done. We'll drop it back to the surface. Hopefully it doesn't crash through anyone's roof. One fun thing about this game I didn't know is if you drop something right over the Space Center, it does have a chance to destroy the buildings in there, which I did not know that. So, interestingly enough. Alright. Not a terribly efficient orbit, but it should do. We're going to go ahead and go into MechJeb and display our Delta V stats. We have 1200 Delta V left, which should be enough to bring us into orbit. Alright. We are going to tell MechJeb to... Actually, we're going to wait a little bit just to save some electric charge here. One thing to note, too, is these liquid fuel engines, well, at least the swivel engine here, it does create electric charge as it is on and blasting off. So that's nice. One less thing to worry about. For our orbit, we're going to wait till we are about 70,500 meters above the ground, and then we are going to hit the engines, and that should bring us into an orbit. There are a couple things you have to look out for, but we will deal with that when we get there. wouldn't hurt to fast forward just a little bit here. We'll stop at about 69.5. There it is. And now we're going to lock to prograde. There we are. And let's go ahead and do this. There we are. Our time to apoapsis is dropping, and that is what we were hoping for. We are raising our apoapsis a little bit, but there we go. Time to apo started climbing a little more, so we're going to wait a little longer. We're now at 72. Let's go ahead and kick the engine on now. Now to get into an orbit, this has to be a positive 70,000. There we are. Guys, we did it. We're in orbit. Ooh, we have 130 meters of delta V to get us back to the planet. It should be enough, though. Let's go ahead and do a crew report. 5 science, orbital telescope. 6 science. Don't get a huge amount of science from actually being into orbit, which kind of sucks. But we already got all this stuff from from flying above Kerbal, from high above Kerbal, all that stuff. We already got it. So this was pretty much just to complete our contracts. So we have entered orbit. They gave us 24,000 Kerbal bucks, some science, some reputation. Completed the contract, got even more money and science and reputation. I like it. So let's zoom out here and just take a look. We're in orbit. I like it. Only took 4 episodes, right? Alright, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and close this stuff up here. Oh, that is it. Okay. So now, once we hit our apoapsis of 100,000, we're going to turn to retrograde and burn retrograde and bring our periapsis down. Because the most efficient way to raise or lower either of these is at the other one. So at the apoapsis, we can raise or lower the periapsis and vice versa. So let's go ahead and fast forward to our apoapsis, which is at 100,000. See everything flying by here. I like it. Coming up at 90,000. There we are. 95. Let's slow it down a little bit here. Alright, let's turn to retrograde. Ship turns really slow. Oh, we're still time warping. That would be why. So this is going to be a little less efficient, but we should still hit it. We're at retrograde. Our periapsis, I'm going to shoot for about 25,000. We'll see if we have enough gas in the tank for it. Oh, yeah, we will. There we are. Look at that. 89 meters a second of delta V to spare. I like it. So, we are now going to crash back to the planet. Let's see, we're facing retrograde now. Let's go ahead and point this way, and we will decouple here. That way, our engine and its fuel tanks are on a different trajectory than we'll be. There we are. We're locked to retrograde. Our electric charge is doing good. I am going to go ahead... no, we'll leave smartass on. Why not? And let's go ahead and fast forward until we hit the atmosphere. I'm so happy we finally got into orbit. It's not one of the things I'm best at, but we did it. That opens up a lot more fun stuff we could do. We're going to have to pick up a couple more contracts, too. We have a heat shield there, so we should be good coming back into the atmosphere. No problems. It is going to be a little slower because we're coming in at a nice angle here, so let's go ahead and fast forward through it. We should be safe, right? There we are. The game recognized we are falling back to the planet with the camera change. We are still pointed retrograde. 57,000 meters up. As you can see, as the gravity takes us and the atmosphere, our apoapsis is lowering as well. There we are. Got some heating effects. Completely planned for. Like a comet coming through the sky, right? We do have to burn off about 2,200 meters a second of speed, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. Once we hit this thick atmosphere, it'll, like that, will fly by. Do, 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 do. Let's see. What's a fun conversation we can have? So what's the coolest thing you guys have done in this game? I assume most of you play it. But there's so much cool stuff you can do, especially with the mods. Oh, we can do a temperature scan. Look at that. 5.6 science. I'll take it. And there we go. Look at that. We are actually safe to open our chutes now, which I'm going to go ahead and do because we are above some mountains. And we'll go ahead and fast forward some more. One other nice thing about MechJeb here is we can close out of orbit info and we can turn on surface info. And you can see here that our true altitude is about 100 meters difference from what this is telling us. So that comes in handy, especially if you're coming over a mountain. The numbers could be a little skewed. So there we are, floating down, floating down. There we are, the parachute opened up. Now we are falling at a very safe 6.5 meters a second. We'll go ahead and time warp some more until about 50 meters above the surface. And hey guys, Dirk13. So yeah, we went into orbit and we were coming back down. We deployed our chutes, everything was looking good, and the game crashed. I think we should be okay though. I came back into the file and just hit paused right away. So we're going to go ahead and resume. We're going to go to our tracking station over here. Oh, and it says we're orbiting Kerbal. Alright, let's go ahead and fly. So it may have just reverted us right back to... Yeah, okay. I see exactly what happened, or exactly where we are now. So we don't need surface info now. We do, however, need orbit info. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to do our descent again, which kind of sucks, but we'll power through it. Let's go ahead and we'll speed up to 100,000 again. I'll kind of fly through this for you guys. Hopefully I can edit out the actual game crash and all that. Alright, let's turn to retrograde. Close our orbital telescope here. And again, we're going to shoot for a periapsis of about 25,000 meters. Speed up time a little bit here. Alright, that's damn close enough. Give it a second to kick us back to retrograde. We'll turn on our engine, bring us down to 25. There it is, 24, close enough. We're going to turn the ship a little bit. Decouple. There we are. Alrighty, same thing. We're going to time warp until we hit 70,000. The time warp will stop. You guys have been through this 100 times now. There we are. MechJeb's going to bring us back to retrograde. And I know it's kind of dark here, but you'll be able to see the ship once we get some heating effects. Time warping, get us back down to the surface as quick as we can. Alright, we're at 59,000 meters. Should start some heating effects any second now. There they are. There, now you can see the ship. See, I told you, these time warps, they can do really weird things for the game. Probably doesn't help that I'm running a lot of mods as well. I might go in and clear some of those out too, just to alleviate some memory from the game. Burning off a lot of speed here, coming in at over 2,000 meters a second, which is pretty damn fast. We're at 33,000 meters above the surface. We are getting a heating effect warning, which should subside fairly soon. There it goes, it's gone. 21,000 meters, dropping fast. There goes our heating effects. Let's go ahead and de-time warp. Do some science. That's a temperature scan that we already did. Alright, gonna wait till we're below 250 meters a second, and then we will deploy our parachutes. Well, it looks like we're gonna land on pretty flat land too, which is nice. Alright, we are below 250 meters a second. There we are. Just wanted to make sure that contracts stayed completed. It did. We're good. Alright, we'll time warp to about 75 meters above the surface. Do, do, do. 1,000 meters up. Parachutes have deployed fully. We're now floating comfortably at about 6 meters a second. Falling nice and slow. Ah, that crash really sucked. Put a damper in things. Ooh. Looks like we're a lot closer to the ground than I thought we'd be. We must be in the highlands. And touchdown. There. Now we have come back from a successful orbit. Oh, and we can do a ton of science here too. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll board. Do our magnometer, material study, mystery goo, temperature scan. We'll queue it all up. Why not give us a little more science, right? Let's see. Remember, this is the weird thing where this counts as flying above Kerbal. Take the data. We're going to store the data. We are going to, let's see, what does this count as? Is this still flying? Yep, that's still flying. Drop down a little more. There we are. Touch the surface. Kerbal's deserts. All right. Try to get back in the ship. Oh, it worked. Huh. We'll store that. We will board. And we can take a crew report from here now. Doesn't give us much science, but it's something. And we'll go ahead and recover the vessel. We should have a nice chunk of science here too. Alright guys, there we are. We gained 50.5 science from that mission. Jeb got some ribbons. Recovered some funds. Jebediah went to level 1 again. Actually, I don't think he was ever level 1. He was about halfway there when we lost him. But there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been episode 4 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time for episode 5. Have a great day.